Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of your program La de RH. Our topic for today is why is it urgent for companies to have a digital transformation and human resources? And I'm thrilled to have this conversation with Steve Clark, who has run the Bamboo Reseller Program for the last couple of years. Steve has a strong background in IT and SaaS products and is passionate about helping you set your people free to do great work. Thank you, Steve, for being here with us today. It's a real honor to have you in our program and for making the time to share your knowledge with all of the audience.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. So, Steve, we have been going through different challenges for all type of business in all sectors and in all industries. And one of the main focus has been the people, from their health to their way they're working. What have you seen that has been like the main challenge for the companies with this new reality?
Yeah, that's a really good question, especially with everything that's going on right now. So what we do at Bamboo HR is we put people first, and it's always been a priority with us. Our company was founded during the last global recession back in 2007, 2008, in that time frame. And at that time, our founders put a big focus on ensuring that people come first with everything we do. And that means internal staff to external staff. So it's really important to Bamboo HR stance. So you can also see that from our independent online reviews, and we really hold strong to the value and that principle. That's what the company was founded on, putting people first. And so with everything that's happening, happening currently, we're seeing an unprecedented number of companies and employees having to work remote, and people that have never done that before. And it's eerie. It can be strange if you've never done it. People are sending their staff home with their work computers and their monitors
Cheers.
from their desks. It's crazy. And so it's been pretty unique. And then you've also got stay-at-home orders, right, where parents are teaching their kids, doing school for their children that they've never had to do before, and it's stressing people out, and that's a pretty big deal right now. So what Bamboo HR and kind of a key thing that we've seen is managing your remote employees. It shouldn't be a stressful thing. It is, but it shouldn't be, and we can make that easy for you. So with Bamboo HR and Hubble, we want to help you stay in touch with your remote team members. We want to help you manage their time off, especially with the mental health stuff or personal days, things like that. That's stuff that Bamboo HR can do. We can help update benefits. So if you have certain new features you want to provide for your employees and staff, we can help you manage that and push that information out to your employees. So what we really like to do and what we're seeing is we want to just make your life a lot easier, especially during this time, using our cloud-based product.
I like that. I like that you put people first. I think that's a really good differentiator in every industry, right? Like putting always your people first, it's really important. And this new reality
Very
is
important.
making like everyone reinvent their way of working. Some of them don't know where to start. Well, what can you tell them? Talking about their employees, where should they start? More for the companies that have never worked remote before, as we were talking.
Yeah. So obviously, a lot of this stuff is going to be easier said than done, but practice makes perfect. Because if you do it, I promise it's a lot easier once you start doing it. But like everything, we do try to keep it simple. Because again, like we talked about, there's so much stuff going on that it's easy just to throw your hands in the air and give up and say, "Oh, this is too complicated. This is too complex. I can't do it." But again, what we try to do is just make things simple. We have a priority of focusing on the people. We try to take careful consideration on how people, from again employees to employers, how they use our product on a day-to-day basis. Because we use it too. So when we're in it, we run across things where we're like, "Oh, that's not good," and "No, we want to do this and change that around." So we do take into consideration how the employer uses it to how their employees manage it. So, but going back to the question of some steps that we recommend. So changing your working habits, it can be scary. It can be frightening. You can be, concerned that you're not going to do it right. Maybe there's all sorts of things that can go in your mind. So especially if you've never worked remote before, it can be overwhelming. So here's our 5 tips, and I'm going to read this here to you. So 5 tips that we've put together to help make that transition a little bit easier. So here we go. The first tip is really basic. Again, just over communicate. So trust is imperative when you're working remote, and without communication, that trust can break down. So what we'd recommend is, scheduling regular check-ins with your team, whether that's through Zoom calls or Google Hangouts, things like that, that allows you to do video conferencing. And then we say have your cameras on, just like we're doing here, because people like to see other people's faces, especially your employees that you're used to seeing day in and day out. You want to see their smiles. You want to have that interaction that you miss on that human interaction that you miss. So if you can get that on a Zoom call or a video conference call, it helps a lot. We also try to schedule video calls that don't focus on work, which is kind of funny. We take work time to not focus on work, but again, we're people. We're not machines. We need that human interaction. We need that fun, that water cooler talk, so to speak. So we'll do stuff with just weekly chats where we'll have somebody talk about a subject that just is important to them, like travel, and then we just we have a good time. We laugh, we joke around, see things that you're used to doing in the office. We also recommend, and this is not number 2, but we recommend similar to this, is just make sure when you're doing these conference calls and you're scheduling your day, make sure you're setting times to walk away from your computer and take a break. Your mental health and just being you with everything that's going on is so important. So just make sure you're scheduling time to walk away, take a break. And if you need help, reach out to your manager and let that manager know. Again, we're all humans. We're all trying to do this together. Tip number 2, develop a routine. So wake up on time, get dressed. Being casual is okay, but don't just wear a robe and slippers. You want to try to, a routine where you can put some clothes on that you feel like you're normal. Organize your calendar. Make sure you have everything going from projects you're working on to, again, scheduling time to get away and breaks, and maybe you need to step away for lunch and help your kids do this. But organize your calendar. Keep your items simple and achievable. Step number 3, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but take care of yourself. It sounds, again, a lot of the stuff you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But if you have to really kind of think about it to do it. So schedule those regular breaks, get up, exercise, go outside if you can, take a walk, fresh air, that type of stuff. And be very mindful, and this is super important, be very mindful of your state of mind and your attitude. Be patient with yourself during this time, because look, everybody's stressing out. Everybody's having a hard time right now. So if you're patient with yourself and give yourself a break, you're going to go a lot further and you're not going to get overwhelmed. And again, the last thing we strongly recommend at Bamboo, we have a very set schedule on 40 hours a week, and that's it. And I'd strongly encourage you to set a cutoff time for when you're going to finish work. When you leave the office, sometimes you can go home, that's that break. And when you're working from home, you don't have that break. So make sure you're scheduling time to say, I'm closing the computer and I'm going out to take care of my stuff at home. I'm going to go make dinner and spend time with my family. And so make sure you're scheduling that. Tip number 4, create the right environment right here where you're working. Make sure you have a quiet space that you can get work done. Make sure you have a dedicated workspace with a desk, a chair that's comfortable. Some people have invested into standing desks or somewhere that they can stand and do some work. Noise canceling headphones, things that allow you to keep distractions at a minimum, because it's easy to look out the window here and see your puppy running down and your kids are outside jumping on the trampoline or whatever. It's try to create that environment to make it so that you can be productive, but again, take care of yourself. And then finally, tip number 5 is use the right tools. And what we mean by that, again, is having an actual desk, a comfortable chair, the noise canceling headphones, things like that. Another fun thing that we've heard is somebody will set an egg timer that will go off, and every time it goes off, they schedule time to stand up and stretch and move around. So those are the 5 tips we have for you to help make this a little bit easier.
I like that. I like the culture also that Bamboo has, because I was just reading a book yesterday that it says how important is the culture of a company, that even, for example, institutions like Ritz-Carlton or Disney, they actually give people and give other companies the way they work, because they're so sure that they won't do it like they do. So I like that when you share something about your culture, and I like those tips that you gave us. I know that's the way that Bamboo also worked, because when you focus on your people, the product, it's excellent, right? Like it
Yeah.
gets a lot of results. It's different from the others. So because everyone can do technology nowadays, but I think that when you have the right people doing exactly what they love and what they're passionate about, it's another thing. Like you go to another dimension, as they call it, right? So,
Yeah.
and thank you for that, Steve. I love your tips. And I wanted to tell you something. In Mexico, I know that a lot of companies are suffering because they have their HR processes in an Excel, and they have rotation, they lose information. And if you could quantify these losses and the time it takes to check every Excel and checking every curriculum and having an analogous department, being the people the most important asset, as you just told me, what can you tell them? What can you tell other companies that are not using, I don't know, maybe some software to take all of their HR processes?
Yeah. So it's funny when Bamboo was founded, our motto is we want to set people free to do great work. And when you hear that, you're like, oh, like everything we do, it's just keeping it simple. And it just, well, how do we do that? How do we set you free to do great work? And it really makes you kind of step back um, and assess what that means. So it means getting away from, like you mentioned, paperwork, Excel files, and things that are difficult and time consuming to maintain, understand, catalog, put them in a filing cabinet, that type of stuff. It's just that's the biggest time waster. So a huge advantage of using Bamboo HR is, again, we're based in the cloud, so any employee can access the system from anywhere in the world. And when you think about where we're at today with remote employees and how important it is to be able to say, look, you can go work from home, and I know that you're going to be able to log in and have access to everything. I can track where you are. I can send you notifications. If I need a signature, I don't have to walk down to the paperwork and get a physical signature. I can just email you and get a digital signature. It just makes the HR life so much easier. We some things I like to bring up is again, I know hiring freezes, things like that are happening, but when you get back into that, you're looking at ways to take an application in and collaborate on items in real time. You can interview new hires from anywhere in the world and share feedback on it with other hiring managers. Using Bamboo HR is pretty much, you're already prepared for this work from home life. So you have everything in the cloud. It's ready to go. It's going to make your life so much easier. But when we say we set people free to do great work, again, what we talk about is the question we like to ask you is why did you get into HR? Most people who get into HR, they do it because they want to make a difference with the people at the company. They want to work with people. They're a people person. They want to help you improve your career. They want to help you improve your life. They want to help make the culture better or more amazing at the companies that they're at. They want to put together performance plans to help employees grow and expand their career. You don't want to get into HR to file paperwork and track down I-9s and chase down employees who haven't completed a document or watched a mandatory video. So imagine if you had a platform that would eliminate all that time wasting stuff. How much time would you save if you didn't have to chase people down or file paperwork or get those signatures? How much stress would it take off your shoulders? Would it free your mind? Would it take that mental, you know how that could be when you're like, there's so many things going on, and you're overwhelmed, so you can't think creatively and you can't do what you're passionate about. So how much would that take out of your brain capacity so you can focus on what you want to do? Or you didn't dream about going into HR to do this kind of stuff. You dreamed about helping people, and that's really what we want to do. We want to set you free so you can do that work. So what we say is let Bamboo do that dirty work. Let us do the stuff that you don't like to do. Let us organize the employee data. Let us manage your employees. Let us work on setting up automatic emails to send you about document signatures, things like that, so that you can be set free to do great work.
I like that. I like that. And also talking about the solution, the software, we're seeing that technology is advancing faster than employment. And this is for the first time in history. Like this has never happened before. What can you tell us about this? Why should a company have an urgent priority in having HR in the cloud, making it faster, easier, and more practical for all?
Yeah, great question again. Look, technology, it's an amazing tool to utilize. And depending on your past experiences, you might be hesitant to adopt a cloud platform. Could be due to an experience with another product that maybe wasn't intuitive. Wasn't simple to use. And what Bamboo, and the other thing I worry about people run into is security of hey, I have my data here. I know where it is. And if anything happens to it, I know where it is. But look, when you're dealing with a cloud platform, especially with Bamboo HR, we take such great pride in the security of the data because that's what we do. That's what we are required to be for you, is to secure your data in the cloud. Our data centers are incredibly secure. They've never been hacked. We do third-party independent reviews. Our data centers have never crashed. Your data is always going to be secure, and we thoroughly test them throughout the year. Again, that's our reputation on there, is within our data centers and having your data secure and accessible at any time. Look, fear of the unknown and worry that you just won't understand software, that's another big thing we run into. Is I've already got my routines, I've already got things going, I know where my piles are, I've got paperwork all over, and I don't want to learn something new. Adoption of a new platform can be frightening, but what we've focused on, again, when I say we're a people product and people company, we really go work hard to make it intuitive and simple. We have videos for you to watch. We have all sorts of educational levels. You have somebody that's local, like Dora, you and Hubble. You're going to be able to take care of things locally there and work with everybody. It's just a simple product to understand, and we've gone to great lengths to make sure that's the case. That's where we pride ourselves on. And again, I hate to say this because it sounds so weird, but if you go out and look at some third-party reviews, and these are independent reviews, and some of the other reviews that you can run into, like Great Places to Work, those come from employees, and we like to talk about that type of stuff. But if you look at those Capterra reviews or G2 source reviews, we are ranked #1 at the SMB, small medium business HRIS platform solution, and we're ranked that way because we're easy to use. That's the #1 comment we get is Bamboo HR. Not only do we save you time, and time equals money, but Bamboo HR is so simple to use that they just love it. They can't see themselves going without it. And so adopting technology can be scary, but if we can make it easy for you, we can make it intuitive and simple, I think you'll love it.
Yes, and I've actually seen your Panda videos. I actually love them. Whenever I have a doubt or something, I just go into your website and I'll just download a video, and everything is in there, or in YouTube, you can find all the information. So it's really fast. It's not like annoying where you ask a question and then you have to wait like weeks for someone to reach out for you. I know that you have your heroes, right? Like your IT heroes, where they're always there to help you out, no matter the date, no matter the month, no matter what the time, they're always there to help. So I love that about Bamboo. And what type of solution should a platform have in order to cover all the HR functions? Imagine that a CEO or a CHRO is looking for one right now. Or what should they look for when searching for the right HR software for their company?
Yeah, that's a blanket statement like that is a difficult one because everybody's pain points are different. What works for excuse me, Dora, what's going to work for you might work completely different from somebody down the street, and that's fine. We don't pretend to be the best product for every single person. So excuse me. What we found is when we're talking about the CEO level and that C level, most people when they sign off on Bamboo HR, it's because of the recommendations from the HR director. And that HR director is the person we talked about earlier who is passionate about wanting to do that people work. And when they see that, they're like, oh man, this is so much easier. My job is gonna be so much better. It's gonna make our company so much smoother and more streamlined. That's really what it comes down to, is having that person that it's gonna affect on that day-to-day basis. And so the CEO tends to, they'll sign off on it if that's the case. But we have, and if anybody wants to try out a trial of software, like no worries, no 7-day trial, just contact Doris. She can get you set up on that, and we can prove that to you. But some of the key features that we have, that this is also sets us apart from other SaaS products. And again, it's tough because everybody wants to say, well, this is how we're better, and this is how we're better. But one thing that I like about Bamboo is we include a lot of things into the core product. Applicant tracking, which we've talked about, onboarding, offboarding, hiring, the compensation, the culture, everything is built in natively. So we house your data, we make it easy for you to monitor it, we make it easy for workflows and approvals. It's in self-service, which means any employee again can log in, you can submit PTO, you can submit you can clock in and clock out, e-signatures, checklists, task management stuff, job postings, hiring, all this type of stuff is built in natively with Bamboo HR. And there's a lot of other products that will piecemeal it together. But with our core product, we really wanted to answer the core feature of what it's going to be to help make your life a lot easier. But with all that said, with the final decision, we all know is going to come down to money. Yes. And that's where the CFO comes in. He says, "Look, well, what's our ROI on it? This sounds great, and I'm glad that you're excited about it, but what's the cost going to be?" And I'll tell you that when we talk about cost, like anything, it's time is money. So if Bamboo HR can save you that time, you're going to be by default saving money. So what we found, and this is actual data that we found, is organizations that switch from doing those spreadsheets and the manual work, you'll save an average of around $518 a week, and that equates to around $26,000 or $27,000 a year. And that's just switching from manual paperwork on that type of stuff. So we're going to save you around 15 hours per week, which is almost 2 full days of work. And if we want to equate that time to money, there's your dollar right there. So switching to Bamboo is going to save you around $27,000 a year.
Nice. I haven't do the math until you said that. So
we did that for you.
Yes, I know. And can you tell us more about Bamboo HR and why has it been so successful? Why is it different from other platforms? Is it for all type of companies?
No, it's not, and I will say that with pride, because again, every platform is going to try to say, well, this is why we beat out, and this is why we do this. I'm kind of a skeptic when it comes to that, because anybody who tries to tell you they're the best at everything, I feel like they're trying to sell you something, and that's not what we are. We really just say, look, here's what we do. We know we do it really well, and we believe in our product, but we know we're not for everybody. We're an SMB product. If you're enterprise, if you have several thousand employees, there's a lot of things that you're going to want that maybe Bamboo can't do, and we'll tell you that we're not capable of doing that, or that's not our wheelhouse. That's not what we want. That's not where we're focused. But we, again, what makes us special and what makes Bamboo's reviews so well, which makes our employees passionate, which makes our resellers like Hubble just love the product is the fact that we believe, we care, it's the people, it's putting the people first. Now, not to go back on that, harp down, because that sounds so, the rainbow and the happiness and that type of stuff, but it's the truth. This is the most unique company I've ever worked for. When we walk down the halls, everybody's bought into what we do. And again, because we use the product, everybody's just, how can we make it better? How can we make this? We hear this feedback. We're like, okay, how can we adopt this? So what can we add to the product to make people's lives better? And then when we add that, how can we make it easy and intuitive to make sure that it aligns with the Bamboo way? And then we speak in the Bamboo voice, and we try to make everything about this brand. And it sounds almost bizarre to say it, because it when you're not involved in it, again, it sounds like, but it's true. It's just, it's the people, it's the customers, it's the focus on the customer. When I say Bamboo is the most unique company I've worked for, I have never seen a company turn away business, and not in a bad way, not like in we're better than that, but in a, we're just not a good fit, and we're willing to walk away from a project because we know it's not a fit. And it's so bizarre, because that's actually improved our business, because we're so honest and upfront, because we care. We're not going to try to force our product into something, to oversell you on something. That's just not the way it works. It's not going to make your life any better if you're struggling with something. So we are very passionate about what we do. We're very passionate about our people, and we feel that you're going to love working with Bamboo because of that. You're going to, our vision, because we care about the company, we care about your business, we care about your success, not just our success, it's your success. And if we can help you save time and money, then you're going to love it. And we're hoping that if you love it, you're going to talk to somebody else and maybe they'll love it too. And it's good. It's just, that's what it is. I've worked for those companies that only care about the sale, and they try to weasel into every little thing. I've been there, and it's not fun. And I love working at Bamboo because we are the exact opposite of that.
And
we
Steve,
truly
talking
care
about success, I would love to hear a success story. If you could share with us one today from Bamboo, I think you have a lot, but if you could share just one with us, I'll really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I picked one out because we mentioned this, but there's a company in Chicago, Illinois called New Moms, and they're a nonprofit organization. And so if anybody's dealt with nonprofits before, you know that they have a limited budget, they have limited resources. There's just a lot that goes into it. So this organization was also, because of that limited budget, they were not immune to high turnover rates. They had a lot of turnover. So with New Moms, we were able to come in, and we focused on their hiring process. We focused on their hiring and onboarding. We were able to come in and make their first day orientation much better. And statistics have proven that. I'm sorry, my puppy is trying to get in here.
Don't worry.
Hi, doggy. Sorry, she was scratching at the door. But anyway.
Perks of working from home.
Yes, there you go. Hi, doggy. Sorry. Anyway, we found that first day, when an employee can come on that very first day, they're gonna stick around. They're gonna enjoy the company a lot better. So if we can make that smoother, if that's the word I want to use, which we did, we made the onboarding a little bit easier. It translated to a reduction of 37% on their turnover rate. Wow. Which saved them over $21,000 in staff time, just based on that simple fix. So we help them become more efficient. We help them become more streamlined. We'll help them retain their staff longer using our performance management feature. Allowed them to improve on their dreaded, those performance reviews that nobody likes to do. But if we can make that better, it makes it a little bit more, how can we help you be a better person, a better employee? Then you end up retaining that employee a lot longer, and that investment into that employee goes up while your expenses go down, having to find a new person. So that's kind of what we did with that New Moms organization. That's a good case study there, I'd say.
Nice. That's a really success story to talk about. And if you could describe the importance of having HR in a cloud platform in one word, what would it be, Steve?
This was a fun one. There's a lot of one words out there, but the best one I could come up with was efficiency. It's everything we do is again about building up that ease of use, simple, intuitive, and it makes you more efficient. If you're more efficient, you're going to be more productive, you're going to be happier, and the company's going to grow. So I would say efficiency.
Efficiency, I like that. I love that word. And please help me complete the following statement. I consider myself a successful person when the people around me want to be around me and there is mutual respect for one another. I like that. I like that because I know it goes with all of what we have been just talking about, right? So I love that. Yeah. Thank you, Steve, again, for being here with us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Dora. And I hope that after this conversation, more and more companies can really understand the threats of not having an HR software solution in their company. If people want to know more about Bamboo HR, where can they go to? Can you tell us a little bit about this, or your webpage, and also, of course, around Hubble, right? Yes, of course. Contact Hubble. They're the local resource. Dora, you guys know a ton about the product. In fact, I'd say Dora knows more about our products in and out than I do. I work with resellers, and but Dora's in it on a day-to-day basis. So contact Dora. She can get you with a trial. She can get you with a demo. She can set you up with whatever you need. Go to bamboohr.com and check it out. We have a lot of videos there for you to maybe help make the decision easier. But if you want that local support, you want to support Dora, then I would say contact Hubble for sure for anything you need with Bamboo HR. Thank you. Thank you, Steve, for your time again, and hope we have you here more often in the program. Thank you. Glad to do it. Thank you, Dora. Bye-bye. Bye.